Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. This is a quick tutorial on how I groom, shape and define my brows. First I'm going to start with brushing my brows into shape. The way I shape my eyebrows in this tutorial is going to be based on something called the golden ratio. It's a mathematical equation on how certain proportions relate to each other in a ratio, which gives a result of approximately 1.618. The golden ratio is often called the golden mean, the golden section, or the divine proportion. This golden ratio is nature's symmetry and occurs naturally in life. It can be seen in flowers, animals, architecture used by the Egyptians and Greeks, art like the Mona Lisa. Da Vinci used it in his drawing of the perfect man. The golden ratio can be found in our DNA, the solar system, and even how the sun, the earth and the moon are in proportion with each other. The closer the proportions of the human face are to the golden ratio, the more aesthetically pleasing the face is. I'm now going to show you how to shape your eyebrows using the golden ratio proportions on your face. If you draw an imaginary line from the outer sides of the tip of your nose to your brows, that's where your brows should start. Now you can just start plucking there, or you can mark it with an eyeliner or a brow pencil. Draw an imaginary line from the side of the tip of your nose through your pupil and to your brow. That point on your brow is where the highest point of your arch should be. And finally, draw an imaginary line from the outer side of your nose to the outer corner of your eye and to your brow, and that's where the end of your eyebrow should be. I'm using these angled rubus tweezers. I usually start with plucking in the middle of my brows, and then I'm going to start plucking underneath my brow. Once I've plucked all the stray hairs, I then move closer to my brow and I try and pluck one hair at a time and stand back every now and again just to have a look and make sure I haven't overdone it. I also try to pluck in the same direction as the hair is growing, so when it grows back in the same direction. I'm using the brush end of this Real Techniques Lash and Brow Groomer just to brush my eyebrows into shape. Next I'm using these eyebrow grooming scissors. They're quite sharp scissors and they've got this little comb here in the end. You just run that through the brows and bring the scissor part down, and that basically just grooms the brows for you, takes away any sort of stray ends. It also thins out your eyebrows if you've got quite bushy eyebrows and just want them to be a bit lighter. Next I'm taking this brush end and I'm just pushing my eyebrows down, and as you can see there's some stray ends there. What I'm going to do is just cut them away. I always do that all the way along my brow, and then I do the same to my top brows as well, but I'm using this small brush here at the end of this eyebrow pencil. I find it easier to do the top part of the brows using this smaller brush. I find this technique helps give my eyebrows a more neater, groomed appearance. Next I'm using this Tinkle eyebrow razor just to neaten on top of my brows, because I never pluck along the top of my brows, but I do want that flawless clean finish and find that this razor definitely gives me that. Next I'm using a number 7 eyebrow pencil, and I just generally tend to go along the bottom of my brow first, all the way along, just to get that shape going, and then I fill in my brows as and where I need to. I also use the brush end just to soften the lines and make them look a bit more natural. And this is a comparison of my two eyebrows so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other eyebrow. Sometimes I'll take a darker eyeshadow and a flat angle brush and just run some eyeshadow through my eyebrows just to give them a bit more definition. And finally I'm using Sin Cream Highlighter by Urban Decay, and I'm just going to run that across my brow bone. And that's it, that's how I do my eyebrows. In part 2, I'm going to go over how you can shape your eyebrows for different looks you want to achieve and for different face shapes. I hope this video was helpful, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!